Come on, Max. Come on. Hi, I'm Doug Oster from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and we're dodging raindrops here, but it's the first day where you can just smell spring in the rain. And today we're going to talk about what should be the first job for gardeners. I've let it go, so it's going to be the second job. I've already got some vegetable seeds growing in the vegetable garden. We're going to talk about pruning. And the first thing is getting these tools sharp. And so I've got this tool with me called AccuSharp. I've been using this thing, one like it, for nearly 20 years now. And it's a $10 item. And it's very easy to work. All you do is run this along the sharp edge of whatever tool you're going to be using, and it's going to make our life a lot easier. And I'm going to get my pruners. I love these pruners. These are Felco pruners. If you ever see a nurseryman, these red handles will be sticking out of that little holster. And of course, just as we get started, the rain gets going. I'm going to use this old saw. There's lots of different pruning saws. I had a better one and I bought a new blade for it today and it didn't fit. So we're going to see how sharp this is. But before we go on to prune something, I'm going to get rid of this grapevine right here. Early in the spring, it's what I do, is go through the woods and get these grapevines cut. And it'll take a little pressure off this little tree here. Because after a summer of it being cut, it will be lightweight and won't bother the tree anymore. All right, let's go cut something. Well, we're coming up to this old pink dogwood, and normally we wouldn't be pruning a dogwood right now. We'll be taking off this spring's blooms. Spring bloomers like dogwoods and azaleas, rhododendrons, those are things we're not going to cut right now. We're going to wait till right after they're done blooming, but this deadwood's got to go. Anytime you've got any plant with deadwood, it should come off. And the trick's going to be, we're going to make two cuts. One right about here, and then one down here. The reason we do that is when we make the cut here, this will fall off, and we don't want to tear anything what's remaining here that's still alive. And this is barely, but still alive. So we'll start here, and we'll see how our saw does. And it looks actually pretty sharp for a good old saw that's been sitting in the toolbox for who knows how long. A good pruning saw is really essential, and next year I'll show you one of those. And we're just about through. Good. That goes to the fireplace, and now we have another cut to make, and we're going to take a look here and see exactly how we should do this. Because I want to leave just enough. I'm going to go nice and easy, nice and slow. And just leave about 1/4 of an inch out here. This one's going to be a little tougher, because it's a little thicker. But once it's off, the plant will be doing a little bit better anyway. I do have some other deadwood on here I got to get off, but we're going to go to some other trees here in just a second to see what else we can do there. This is a great job right now because there's not much else we can be doing in the garden. We're not starting our seeds until next week. Like I said, I've started some seeds inside, and then a few things out in the garden. Cool weather crops like peas, spinach, and lettuce. Just about to break through here. I'm going to do it carefully. Voila. We've removed the deadwood from this dogwood. Now I've got something else we've got to take a look at up near the orchard. Okay, this is an example of a spring bloomer that we're still going to hack away at. You can see the buds all over here. It's going to bloom probably in about, I would guess 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But all these suckers on here aren't good for anybody. So we're going to start clipping away at the suckers. And again, we want to leave about 1/4 inch next to the trunk, not flat, but just a little bit there. And this is just a mess. I've been looking at this thing all winter, knowing exactly what I wanted to do. And get these suckers off is the first thing. And the tree's going to look so much better. These were growing up into the tree, and that just didn't look right. A couple here. I'm going to have to get a little closer. Good tools make a big difference. Nice sharp pruners. And it's going to open it up for sunlight also. And clip away. All right, that's going to look a lot better. I want to show you a couple other plants that can't be pruned right now. In about 2 months, that's going to be a beautiful red flower, and we would never want to cut that off. As soon as that's done blooming, that's when we're going to do the cutting. Next to it is a growth bud. Next year, from this growth bud, that'll become more of these flower buds. We have to be careful not to touch anything that blooms in the spring until right after it's done blooming. Well, this is a tree that my daughter got a hold of last summer, and I didn't see that coming. So this one's going to need a lot of work, but I want to show you exactly how close you should cut to the trunk when you're cutting a branch off. We just want to leave a little bit, and I'm going to just start my cut. I'm going to start my cut. And we don't have really as much room as we'd like to go up and down here, but we're only going to leave a 1/4 inch. If you go flat against the trunk, that's a place where insects or disease can get to the plant. If you go too long, same thing. So we just want an exact about 1/4 inch out there. And with a sharp saw, we'd be done already. And we're just about there. But I want to hold that on there just so we have a nice flat cut. And in just a second, we'll be through. There we go. Perfect. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now, behind you up that hill, there's an orchard that's been there for 10 years. None of those trees have ever been pruned because I don't know really what to do, what to cut, what not to cut. And for the next installment of Digging with Doug, we're going to go to an expert, Reed Sorgel at Sorgel's Orchards. He's going to show us the right way to prune fruit trees. But before we do that, I've got a lot more things here to prune, and you know what? I love being out in the rain. Good boy. Come on, let's go find something else to cut. Come on.